children of the cosmos. It's yours truly, Mr. G, calling once again, and you're listening to Unidentified Education, your source for the unidentified, unknown, unsolved mysteries of the universe. Well, the shields are down, but the antenna is up, and we are ready to receive from the mothership. The year is 2021, pre-arrival. That's pre-arrival of the extraterrestrial. And we are in countdown for the invasion and complete and total takeover of the ETs, and it has begun. But no need to worry. I will guide you through this ET transition. I will be your Sherpa up the Martian mountain, if you will. Today I want to talk about how the ETs will look once they arrive and what to expect during maybe a possible invasion or occupation or maybe just visiting. You know, our time is running short, so let us begin with the news, shall we? Alright, so the space station is dumping big old batteries from space again. They weigh about 2.9 tons. And they're falling down to Earth really fast. The International Space Station detached 2-ton batteries that once powered the station, and it's now headed to our beloved Earth as we speak. Scientists say, oh, there's no need to worry. These batteries will disintegrate once they enter the Earth's atmosphere. You know, I'm going to be fully teed off when these batteries come flying through the roof of the RV. Alright. UFO patents. The Navy is claiming that it has patents on tech that will engineer the fabric of reality, dubbed the UFO patents. They're working on a compact fusion reactor that could power cities. They're calling this technology inertial mass reduction. You know, once these ETs find out that we're using their tech for our own weapons, you know, they probably have a built-in on and off switch, so when things get a little hairy, they're just gonna deactivate our tech, in quotes, and there goes our outage. Or maybe that's part of their master plan. I don't know. Maybe they planted this tech on us, and they intend for us to use it. And then, you know, they have the kill switch. So when we decide to use a big old bomb or something, they're just gonna flip of the switch, gonna just turn it off, and it just ends all humanity's wars. And maybe it's just, I don't know, we'll see. New effort to clean up space junk reaches orbit. So a demonstration mission to test an idea to clean up debris known as Elsa D. The mission will exhibit technology that could help capture space junk, the millions of pieces of orbital debris that float above the Earth. It's about time they clean up all this space doo-doo. All right, that's it for the news. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you may be, driving, flying, or astronavigating, thank you for tuning in today, and we will be back after a word from our sponsor. Don't you go away now. So what are these ETs going to look like once they arrive? And they will. You know, they're probably going to be structured like bees. And bees there's the drones, and you know, you have the workers. The workers are strong, but in this case, there might be, you know, the warriors, the ones that go out in the battlefield in hand-to-hand combat. And you know, then you have the explorers, the scientists, alien or ET that we probably see as the gray. You know, they're the squiggly little gray aliens. You know, they're going to be bioengineered. They're going to be made to genetically modified to their task. The explorers, like I said, are the skinny little squiggly ones. You know, the workers, the fighters, the warriors are going to be tall, probably very tall, very athletic, very muscular, and they're going to be strong. You know, and then you probably have the you know, another type of worker or something that of that nature. So they're going to be very hive-like, modified. You know, they're not going to be just one type of ET. Remember, their technology is far more advanced. They've been around a lot longer than us, so they know how to structure themselves according to the task at hand. Like I said, genetically modified is going to be a major key point in distinguishing an ET from another ET. You know, their technology is so advanced, so you never know, they might be a part robot, or, you know, or they're a drone itself. The ET may look like a figure, a humanoid, when in fact it is a vehicle that's being controlled somewhere else, perhaps in another dimension or another galaxy. And they're just, the long range drone is able to move because they're somehow in sync with their thoughts and minds. So it's really mind-boggling about, it's not just going to be an actual humanoid or a ET thing. It's going to be, and they're probably already here. If you really think about it, if you want to infiltrate a area, you're not going to want to look like an alien. You're going to be genetically modified to look human. You're going to be in its surroundings. You're going to know what humans do, how to react, how to not stand out. So, they might be already here learning from us and, just kind of roaming around waiting for that. As almost it's like spies, like espionage, like America spies on China, China spies on America. We probably have undercover ETs genetically modified to look like us humans, and you would never know who they are. I think I ran into it was two couples, and I'm a big guy, but back then we used to go jogging, and I remember seeing two couples, really tall, pale skin, platinum hair, and there were two couples, and you couldn't really tell if they were white, black, or Hispanic. I mean, they looked Caucasian, but they were really tall and they were just almost angelic-like. And they were headed towards a path that was covered in twigs and thorns. And we were on the concrete path, and they were headed down the path where we came from. And it was just a horrible terrain, and they were barefooted. And I was with a friend, and I said, you know what? You shouldn't go that way. And, they kind of smiled, and, they were barefooted. And they're like, we're fine. I'm pretty sure that either it was a very tall, beautiful albino couple or ET. I'm pretty sure they're ETs. But, they're going to be made to look like us. They're going to be genetically modified to look like us. And they're going to have, they're, like I said, they might be just a body that's a machine that's controlled from a distance, just like our drones. Our drones, an unmanned drone that's controlled from a base, miles and miles away from the battlefield. Perhaps these aliens are going to be robots that are controlled from ETs that are back at the mothership. So when they finally come, they're going to be probably not exactly as how their race looks. They're going to be genetically modified. They're going to be the cream of the crop. All the other citizens of their structure. It's going to be back at another planet, or whatever star system they come from, and they're just sending their troops or sending their robots, and they're planning a possible occupation of planet Earth due to our lack of keeping up with it and just not caring about the atmosphere. And also, we don't know. They could be spiritual beings. They could have reached a higher level of conscious, which doesn't necessarily mean it's supernatural. It's just they could be in tune with another dimension or from another dimension, and they are able to incorporate themselves with electronics, with technology, and thus having being in a robot body, but with their essence a spiritual being or interdimensional being. So when they finally arrive, we're going to have lots of questions for them, and they're going to be far more advanced. It's not just going to be a flesh and bone ET. It's going to be either genetically modified or a souped up version of not a mirror image of these ETs. And the only way we can be aware is just and defend ourselves is to understand their technology. And apparently these documents that are coming out, we have alien technology, and we're using it to make quicker and faster drones and airplanes. Will we be able to match theirs? I don't know. Who knows? We probably used it for health reasons or new medication, whatever was found at the crash site. We're definitely using the technology. And right now, I know our adversaries would probably love to get their hands on ET technology. And with hacking involved, there's probably very few people who are involved with this technology, and it hasn't progressed much because the lack of people that can be in around that circle, due to spies trying to get that information or another country trying to get for that information. So right now it's just, it's difficult. And, with the release of this information, I think America is going to have a hard time keeping this technology under wraps. It's going to be brought out, and it's going to more countries are going to be aware, and they're going to be hacking their way trying to find out about this almost magic type technology, because there's no way we have probably even come close to completely understanding alien tech. And we are slowly finding out that this has been hidden away probably by a private organization and not so much by our government. And we're seeing stories every day of the Tic Tac UFO, and the Navy is slowly telling us that they're not sure what the Tic Tac toe UFO is, but it's showing some highly maneuverable advanced ability. So with the way they'll look, we will never really know until we've made contact and they show us their civilization, how their people, their citizens, how their structure is. But till then, it's going to be a genetically modified military structure. You're going to have your warriors. You're going to have your scientists, and you're going to have the ones that are in the back, are the tech guys, and they're not going to be as strong and tall as the warrior type. So we're going to see different types of ETs. It's going to be confusing. It's going to be chaotic. And when that day comes, we need to be prepared and aware of what's going to go on. And if it came to that, if they were that, if they had an agenda to completely destroy us, we would have been gone a long time ago. So they probably want to preserve the planet just as much as humans do on Earth, or the ones that care, rather. With that, that's all I have to say for now, but be aware and be on the lookout. Look up in the skies and in our oceans, apparently, because that's where they're hiding. And when that day comes, you're going to say, Mr. G was right. They've come for a complete takeover, but I know what to look for because Mr. G told me. And we're going to make it through this occupation, and we're going to take it day by day. If not, we're going to start an underground resistance to save the Earth. That's all I'm saying. I'll be right back. Now is not the time to be paranoid with the complete and total takeover of the ETs. We just have to be aware of these things. And here's another idea I have for you. Now, back in the 80s, this is around the USSR, their Navy discovered a fleet of UFOs. And this is a famous event that took place. And if you Google it, or YouTube it, there's a little video that will show you the events that took place. Basically, there was a submarine and they spotted a fleet of, I think, 6 UFOs. And they were moving really fast and they're underwater. So these UFOs apparently are they're USOs, and when they're underwater, they're USOs. When they're above the sky, now they're UFOs. They have the ability to travel fast underwater and out of water in different harsh climates. And so they were spotted, and they came close to the submarine where the submarine had to surface. And at the same time, these 6 UFOs shot up out of the water and into the sky. Now, did the submarine stumble upon something? Perhaps an underwater base. Really, and it's, it kind of makes sense. It's a really smart way to hide in the depths of a deep, ocean or a lake or somewhere where the pressure is, so intense it's hard to get to, or so cold or any other harsh environment. And, there was another encounter as well. I don't know if it was the same time, but there was divers diving in a lake called Balik Lake, I think. And I don't know if it was in Siberia or somewhere around there. And this lake it's really, really cold. So these divers went about 50 meters deep, and they encountered humanoid figures and they were saying that they were about 9 feet, and they were wearing tight silver suits. And they nicknamed them the swimmers. And these divers were noticing that these 9 feet humanoid figures that they could see, there was no air tanks. And, they had some kind of helmet on, but no oxygen tank. So, I don't know, I guess they were military, because they decided to try to capture one of these 9 feet humanoid creatures, which turns out they're ETs. Extraterrestrials, and they probably stumbled across an underwater base. So they try to throw a net and capture one of these 9 feet humanoid figures. And apparently they had some type of defense weapon where it shot these divers up towards the surface of the water at a fast rate. Now, when you're diving that deep, you can't just surface because you have to pressure out and you'll get the bends. So I think 3 divers died due to getting the bends because this defense weapon, this ET had, shot them up, moved them away really fast, and they could have used another type of weapon that would just completely disintegrate them, but they've used a non-lethal weapon, and it shot them into the surface and it killed them. But technically that weapon was non-lethal, but that's considered an act of war. You're killing of a human of another species, whether it was due to them finding out that there was an underwater base or not. So pretty sure all these ETs had to scramble and completely move to another location. But it caused 3 deaths of the diver, and they were sworn to secrecy by the government what they saw. But apparently it was an underwater army, and it shows you that once this occupation, I don't want to call it invasion, but when this occupation comes, we're going to find out that we're going to be completely surrounded, from the surface of the deepest lakes and the deepest oceans. We're going to find, hundreds of thousands of these ships, these UFOs, these Tic Tac UFOs. They're going to be here. If they're here on Earth and they know our weaknesses, they know our strengths, and it's going to be complete, and utter. It's not even going to be a standoff. It's going to be, we're here and we're going to flip that switch and all our power is going to go out, and we're going to be at mercy of these ETs. And we know that there's an alien. We know that their base is underwater, and they're very well at hiding it. And so what do we do? What should we be worried? I don't think so. I think, if there was any type of, agenda to, destroy us and take over, that would have happened ages ago. I think it's much more of a humanitarian conflict that they're here. They know that that we are important, that this planet is unique to all it's something different, and maybe they, or maybe not. Maybe they just want the Earth and figuring out ways to disperse us, whether it's through terminating the human race or moving them to another spot. Maybe they'll help us move to Mars, or maybe they'll make an agreement. You let us coexist with you, but we're in return we'll give you technology to help you relocate into other planets. Or maybe they're stopping us. Maybe the whole ordeal is to stop us from going anywhere and staying here and just help us keep the Earth healthy, and maybe we're stuck here on this planet. Maybe we're not meant to. We'll find out. We're with SpaceX and these rockets successfully landing on, and able to be reused, and we'll land on the moon and commercially and Mars. So we're gonna find out. The ETs will be forced to surface, to arrive, and to officially introduce themselves, due to companies like SpaceX, NASA, that NASA's working with. So it's a blessing in disguise, maybe. I think I'm done rambling on today. Thank you for tuning in. Visit anchor.fm/u-e. Become a member for only 99 cents. It'll help me sustain future episodes. And while you're there, send me a message and tell me how I'm doing. Or you can, or if you have an idea for any future episodes, let me know. Till then, children of the cosmos, be well. See you soon.